Churches can resume services with zero restrictions under Utah Governor's most recent decree. But before we get into that, please subscribe and click on the bell to get notifications for future videos. You can support this channel by clicking on Join on the Join tab on this video or on our YouTube channel. You can support our work and get the benefits of activist training and more by clicking on the Join button at defendingutah.org. Now, we've done several videos on the illegal nature of the governor's decrees he calls executive orders or emergency declarations. Please go back and watch those if you haven't already. But the bottom line is only the legislature can legislate. The governor is only legally allowed to execute laws constitutionally passed by the legislature. However, in reality, many people and businesses and other institutions are afraid of fines and other punishments threatened by our dictator-in-chief. With arrest of pastors in other states for the crime of daring to sing in a public parking lot, religious institutions of many faith backgrounds are in fear of gathering their congregations. Some even recognize the fact that the governor has no authority to limit the worship of the people, but are still exercising caution to avoid drawing attention and undue persecution to their flock. This is understandable since the governor's rhetoric is increasingly extreme and threatening. However, I am pleased to tell you that even under the governor's pretend orders, there are none, zero, nada, zilch, restrictions on churches. None. We read in the order, quote, "Social gathering does not include a gathering for a primarily educational or religious purpose," end of quote. So right off the bat, church meetings do not follow under the restrictions of social gatherings. Now, further down in the order, we read specifically, quote, "Religious services. This order does not apply to a religious service," end of quote. The governor specifically states that there are no restrictions on religious services of any kind. There is no order applying to churches. Church leaders, you have nothing to be concerned about from the government. There may be other legitimate factors you are taking into consideration, and I respect that. Some religious institutions may still decide to continue not meeting. Some may ask congregants to take certain steps to attend services. I know of one religious organization that is having meetings in some areas, but not in others. Another religious institution I know has no restrictions for its congregants, and other institutions that vary from area to area. As religious institutions, that is their right to decide for themselves. However, if fear of government retribution is your only concern, I am here to let you know that is no longer an issue. So if you choose to continue or to start meeting again, you're free to do so without fear of retribution. So with the governor's order removing any restrictions against individuals and organizations' right to engage in religious services, I would like to encourage all religious leaders to consider for their congregations their rights to worship as they see fit, worship how or what they may. And then eventually, as things move on, we will all start to be able to return to normal, exercising all of our rights. Until next time, I'm Ben McClintock from defendingutah.org.